Okay, so now we're ready to work on our second program, but I've got a special guest here today. It's Jordan who's working with me. Hey, Jordan,
Hi, Mr. Maltzman.
how
How are
are
you?
you? I'm pretty good. So the thing about computers that's interesting, Jordan, is that they have different types of data. So sometimes a computer wants to think about a number. So for example, if I type the word number here, this is our second program. Can you give me a number, Jordan?
24.
24. Okay. Now, can you give me a bigger number?
That depends. Bigger lengthwise or bigger quantity-wise?
Quantity-wise.
2074.
2074. Okay, so one of the things that Python can do is it can track numbers. And what's nice about that is I can say print, and then I'm going to say number, and then I'm going to say print bigger number. Now, what I expect to have happen is when I hit run is it's going to print 24, and then it's going to print 2074. Let's see if that works. 24 and 2074. But what's really cool is now that you have these things, you can actually use them. So let's say I want to do a little bit of math, like print number, and that's the symbol above the 8.
An asterisk.
And thank you, an asterisk times bigger number. So I can actually do some math here. This symbol, the asterisk, means times in pretty much every computer programming language. So let's see what it does here. Now I'm going to expect it to print 3 lines. Number, bigger number, and then like a really big number. Jordan, do you have any idea why the computer skipped the blank? It only printed 3 things. There wasn't a blank line in there. It was just 1, 2, and 3.
Well, in programming, Python isn't sensitive to white space, the space with no information. And in order what the program says coming out, its output, is going to be different than how its input looks. And
Okay,
it's only going to read what you tell it to print.
awesome. So the white space is really just to help us understand what's going on, not really the computer. The computer
hmm
doesn't care. There's another variable type that I want you to know about, and that is called a string. A string is a bunch of letters, okay? Now we think of them as words, but the computer just thinks of them as a string of letters. So for example, if I say string equals 7, and whenever you work with strings, you need to put it in quotes. And second string equals 12. So now we've got these 2 words here. Now I've got a question for you guys. I wonder if you can figure this out, home audience, and Jordan, I wonder if you know. What happens if I say print string plus second string? We know that string is 7, and we know that second string is 12. But the thing is, we're humans. We're really smart. So we understand that this is, in fact, kind of a number, and this is also a number. But to the computer, does it see those as numbers?
Nope.
No way. So what's going to happen, Jordan, when we print string plus second string? Any ideas?
Well, it'll probably give us an error.
You think so?
Python
Haha!
won't, Python won't like us mixing different kinds of things.
Well, except they're the same kinds of things. They're both strings. So check it out.
Oh,
Yeah, watch this.
I thought you meant with numbers and letters.
No, no, because they were both letter strings, so it went 712. But you are correct, sir, that if I say print string plus number, do you remember that number over here is in fact a number? It's not a string, it's not in quotes, and it's blue. Here it's red when it's a string. So if I try to print string plus number, let's see if Jordan is right. Let's see if it gives us an error. Oh, snap, snap. It gave us an error. And look what it says. Type error. Cannot, yeah, what's that mean? Cannot,
Well, it can't concatenate, it can't put together different kinds of objects, and Python treats all of its data as things called objects. But what's cool about Python is that it allows us to convert different kinds of data. So say we do want to put those together.
mm-hmm.
We can actually take numbers and we can make them with str, and we can make them into strings
Cool.
and do that the other way.
So what Jordan just did there is he said to the computer, look, I know that you think number is a string. I'm sorry, I know you think number is a actual value, 24. But I'm going to tell you to do something different, which is I'm going to have you turn it into a set of characters. The first character is going to be 2, and the second character is going to be 4, like you typed them on the keyboard. And now what I want you to do is I want to convert it into a string. So if I now say add that to the first string, it's going to do exactly what Jordan said, which is it's going to make 7, 2, 4. So now that we've done this, let's have a little bit of fun. Okay, so let's just create our second program. So I'm going to erase everything, and let's see if we can make something a little bit interesting, which is name equals, let's put in your name. So since I'm sitting next to Jordan, I'm going to say Jordan, okay? Jordan, how old are you?
I'm 14.
14, okay. So now what I'm going to say is my name, okay, my name equals Reed. In case you wondered, teachers actually do have first names. Isn't that shocking?
No way.
Yeah, and my age is 25. Okay, and if you believe that, that's we should talk about that later. Okay, so now if the computer can use these things, this is going to be our second program. We're going to save it soon. Print, I am sitting with, and then it's going to put a comma. Hopefully this is going to work. Oh, whoops, I made a mistake. Name and name. That's going to be a problem. And age. Oh, no.
See, Python will overwrite. If you tell Python something else is an already defined variable name, something you've said, this is my name, but you tell it this is my name and you give it a different name,
right?
Well, Python will go, okay, that's different. So we'll just change name to Reed.
Yeah.
Your first name.
So that was a classic mistake. So I'm going to go student age. Notice I put an underline, not a space. There's an underline between those two words. And teacher age. Okay. Now, print, I am sitting with student name. Okay. And let's see, I'm just going to run it right now, see if it works. I am sitting with Jordan. Good. Next line. Print.
And
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. It's important to notice that when you use a comma between strings, like Mr. Maltzman has done here, it puts a space between those different strings, so you can read it better. But if you put a plus, Python reads different strings as sets of letters. So if you add strings, it won't put a space between them. It'll just put those letters together.
Okay. So it's better to do it the way we're doing it for this purpose, right?
If you're talking to someone, if you're printing, and you're printing words, it's better to use commas generally.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you're mixing different sorts of things and use plus, you have to put a space at the end and beginning in between things.
Teacher is, okay, and this is, we're almost done with our program, is, let's see, teacher age minus student age, I hope this works, comma, older, period. Find out. Let's go ahead and run this bad boy. Okay, well, it's kind of stupid to say 11 older, so let's put years older.
Also, with commas, because you're not adding different kinds of things, it works to print different kinds of things, I mean, strings and integers, numbers, in the same line.
So they don't freak out.
While with plus, you'd have to make those numbers into strings.
So what Jordan's saying here is we talked a second ago about different data types, and with commas, it's okay to have different data types together. So look at this program over, see if you understand what's happening, and if you understand how this program works, then go ahead and save it. We're going to rename it, which is, I don't know.
Data types?
Yeah, okay, data types. And we're going to hit save. And I'm going to share it by email with my teacher.
And say you want, and another thing about this is that say you want to show your awesome program to a friend, you can send it to them too.
Oh yeah, totally. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send it. Oh, please fill out this field. I'm sending it to R. Maltzman. And cha-ching. Okay, we're done. So we've gone ahead and we've saved our project. And now if we go to My Trinkets, you'll see that you now should have 2 projects that you've created, the first one and now the second one. So now we've done our second video, and Jordan, we're done. Check that out.
Fantastic.